Well, good evening, everybody. It is Monday evening, and we're going to start doing our weekly live streams starting right now. We're going to take a peek, probably Sunday or Mondays in the evenings. More than likely going to be Mondays more so than Sundays, but this is going to be a general weekly thing we're going to start doing here in terms of the upcoming week ahead. So, we're going to do here, take a peek at our temperatures, take a peek at our precipitation chances, and everything else throughout the upcoming week. So I know we've had a lot of talk on the page lately about the incoming snow potential for Thursday. We'll go over that as well as a few other things in terms of the next weekend. We're looking at a few other precipitation chances as well. So first and foremost, I'll take you through the model, a GFS model. The model that we typically use is GFS for long range as well as the Euro. We go ahead and run this through. This is your temperature map here for the week. The bluish greenish you see in Michigan up here is right around that 35 to 40 degree range. And if you run that through the entire week here, we start seeing Tuesday we get into those 35 area, but we start seeing that colder air up there in the UP, and that works its way into Michigan here. Again, mid 20s, upper 20s, low 30s around that. But we see the warm air is just off to our south and west, and that warm air is in the 50s there. So a couple of these days, Southwest Michigan particularly may make a run towards 40, maybe a little bit more like towards 45. It's possible, but right around that 40-degree mark would be probably the warmest we're going to see here for the upcoming couple days here. But as we get into the Thursday, we see that this system out here over Iowa, we see the center of a low pressure starting to develop right over here over Iowa. It's going to move toward our way. This is early Thursday morning into the Thursday day time frame into Thursday night. We see it pass here. The warm air is just off to the south and the cold air is just off to our north. We say it all the time here. How that low tracks is going to depend who gets rain, who gets snow. This is again the case here. On the north side of that low, we see colder temperatures here, 30, 31, 32 degrees as that supports snow. South of here, 40 degrees, and along 94 corridor, we have 42 degrees, 40, 39. That's not going to support snow. Okay, so the current track kind of splits Michigan. So we go ahead and continue that into the weekend. We're going to move that through Thursday. The system moves off to the east. More cold air comes in. And then we start to see another system develop out here into the plains that pushes our way for more snow potential over the weekend. Now, in terms of what the radar could look like, again, a really rough estimate. We're still 4 or 5 days out from this. But overall, their current precipitation depiction is what we call it. Looks like this. We start seeing that system develop out here in Iowa. We talk about the snow and rain, north side snow, south side rain. That's what we're going to see here. Moves toward Michigan and arrives in Michigan Thursday morning. We see the snow is split right around that, just north of 94, more towards I-96 toward Grand Rapids, Flint. So north of those areas currently in the snow area, south of those areas currently in the rain. Now that could shift back and forth. We're not locking this in yet. These systems like to shift back and forth, so definitely, again, do not lock it in. It's just a chance of rain and or snow for some people here in the state of Michigan. And in terms of how much we're looking at, again, we're not going to lock in totals, but right now models are kind of hinting right around that 1 to 4 range. Nothing significant with this at all. We see a couple of these models really splatter closer to 5 inches in spots. So again, it's definitely possible we could get 4 or 5 inches in spots, but again, 4 or 5 days out, we're going to kind of wait and kind of play it by ear as we get closer to that to Thursday time frame. Now, in terms of the weekend systems, we're kind of watching. Again, that system passes off on Thursday. Going ahead of the weekend, we see more snow chances here. We see them out here in the west pushing in toward the area. And again, more snow starts to fill in the state here Friday evening. Again, no really details yet on how light slash heavy, what areas could see it, but it's just a potential at this point. But again, precipitation chances will rise into the weekend after the Thursday time frame. Then we start to see those winds turn out of the northwest for a short time, and the GFS model picks up on some lake effect snow coming back for the UP and also parts of northern and western lower Michigan. So I kind of have to watch that potential as well. With the lakes are currently on record warm temperature levels for this time of year and also record low ice levels. So those lakes are still cranking out the lake effect snow whenever they can. So I have to watch that potential. Again, it's only potential, not guaranteed, but it is something to watch as we head into next weekend's time frame. Now, that is the week upcoming. So recapping that, Thursday, snow slash rain chances in the state, depending on where you're at. Again, not going to lock it in. Shouldn't be too much of a significant concern, at least as of right now. It's not looking to be significant snowfall. Again, maybe like 4 inches at most right now, but again, that could change. And then also with more precipitation chances into Friday night and again into the weekend, potential lake effect snow during that time frame, depending on how everything sets up. That's your week. Okay, temperatures again for the week are going to be pretty much mild. Again, this is based out of Lansing, right around that 40-degree mark, 35, 37, 38, and then we get into those little 29, 26 dip there on Friday and Saturday, and then as we get to early parts of next week, we start seeing a little bit of a warm up show up on the models, and that's kind of what we're kind of seeing here. We know we're talking about that late season cool down. We're kind of in that pattern right now. It's not really as cold as we had thought it was going to be, but again, the month is not over yet. It's only February 12th, so we have to kind of wait and see. But there does appear to be some type of warm up on its way, right into the 40s or 50s, perhaps for most of southern Michigan at least. If we look at our surface temperatures here for next week, I know it's Monday, we're talking next week, so get to the weekend into next Monday, we start seeing these temperatures in southern Michigan really start to crank up into those 40s and 50s here. This is Monday, and as we get into Tuesday, we start seeing a little bit of a system out here trying to pull maybe a cold front through, so let's kind of watch for more rain potential, perhaps some thunderstorms again for early next week if this verifies. Again, this is a long ways out. This is almost 7 days out, so we're not going to lock anything in here, but models are picking up on potential warm up here at the very least for southern parts of lower Michigan, if not most of lower Michigan, parts of the UP as well. In terms of the long term, though, we're going to go over this every single week here, how the long term is looking. If anybody was watching from last week, we look at what we call the Arctic Oscillation. It's a good indicator of basically how much cold air can penetrate south into the United States. And the more it's in that negative, the more chances we have for cooler temperatures. But as we see, this black line in the middle, above that is positive, below that line is negatives. We see we're kind of in this pattern of negatives, which is why we're having the cooler temperatures. But as we head toward February 19th, 2021, we start seeing it try to come back toward the positive. In fact, this model has it into the positives right around February 20th, and it stays positive into late February. We'll have to watch that and kind of see how that trends, but also with these boxes you see here, this is indicating the larger the box is, the more uncertainty there is. So you see over here, the boxes are quite small. You get further away, the boxes are quite large. So we see the bottom of these boxes are negatives, but the top of them are in positive. So it's kind of a split pattern here. We're going to have to kind of watch and see how this goes. But right now, no major dips into the negative, no major rises into the positive. So the pattern we're in is probably going to be the pattern we're going to be stuck with here through the mid to late month. Now, in terms of precipitation chances, again, I think we're going to be kind of in that little bit of an active pattern here. As we look at our Climate Prediction Center, if we look at our 8 to 14 day precipitation map, we're going to see Michigan is currently in the above average precip for the February 20th to February 28th timeframe. So they're thinking above average precipitation. I would agree with that, judging by the pattern we're in. But also in terms of temperatures here, we look at our 8 to 14 day temperature graph here. They're having Michigan in equal chances for both below or average, or below or above, or sorry, not equal chances. It's actually considered near normal temperatures. It's not going to be above average or below average. And average for this time of year is anywhere from 28 degrees to 34 degrees. So with that being said, I think the pattern we're going to be in is going to be the pattern we're stuck with for at least the next 7 to 10 days. And again, I think we're going to see some snow chances with this. And again, I think we're also going to see the chances for some days that could be warmer and some days that could be cooler throughout the period. So nothing significant really to track here if you don't really care about snow. I mean, Thursday could be a little bit of accumulating snow depending on where you're at in Michigan. But overall pattern is quite subdued right now. Nothing major to track. So with that being said, the only other thing I have to cover is for tonight. And I just want to mention this briefly for those of you who want to follow the Aurora Northern Lights chances. There is a chance tonight. We're kind of monitoring our satellites out in space, kind of watching for activity. Nothing yet, but that is potential again for tonight. Now, that would include if this arrives as forecasted, which happens very rarely, but the magnitude of the energy leaving the sun was enough to warrant them to issue a G2 watch, which would include the entire state of Michigan for the Aurora. So chances do exist tonight if you get clear skies. We'll post on our page as well as our secondary page, Michigan Aurora Watchers. If you guys haven't followed that page, we do have a page dedicated for tracking the Aurora and sending you guys updates and alerts for that very reason. So go ahead and follow that account if you have not already, if you're interested in the Aurora. So we'll keep you updated on that. But overall, a pretty quiet week in terms of anything major, but we do have some snow chances. And again, pretty much average temperatures here between that 30 and 40 degree range for most of Michigan. I'll turn over to the comments here to see if anybody has any questions. I wouldn't say it's canceled yet, Holly. I think the end of February does look pretty active in terms of potential for storm systems. But again, it's just a matter of if we can get colder temperatures here to get snow. And right now, the pattern is kind of like flip flopping. Some days are favorable, some days are not. So it all depends on the timing of these systems as they work our way. Julie, the only thunder potential that I would see would be perhaps 7 to 10 days in advance here. If we get into the 50s, mid 50s again for southern Michigan, we have a cold front swing through, we could be talking thunder again. As far as thunder snow, I don't see any potential. Even with Thursday, I don't see a potential for thunder snow, unfortunately. Not many comments here, guys. So if I covered everything, I mean, that could be, we can make this pretty short and sweet. Weather Channel is saying 3 to 5 for Thursday for Genesee County. Wonder if we're seeing that. Again, 3 to 5, I'd say currently is on the, I think, the higher end of things. I think it's going to be more so the lesser side. It's going to be a heavy, wet type of snow, and it's going to be kind of a mild temperature pattern where 31, 32 degrees, it may not accumulate very, very efficiently is my concern. So 3 to 5 possible. Again, 4 days out. Don't want to take too many calls on this, but I'll just say it's a possibility. But I'd err on the side of maybe 1 to 4 for you. So kind of in that range, but a little bit lower potential there. Washtenaw County, I mean, okay, for those of you who want to ask for snow totals, again, this could shift back and forth north-south. Go back here to this model. I'll show you exactly where this model currently has things. But Washtenaw County currently is in the rain zone for this. The snow zone is actually just to your north there. We kind of zoom. Let's go ahead and zoom in, make it easier for you guys to see. So if we go ahead and run this through right there, we see basically that tier of counties just above Washtenaw County there is getting the snow, but south is getting the rain. So again, this could shift, and it probably will. It will shift between now and Thursday. So if Washtenaw County gets in the snow zone, I expect the exact same 1 to 4 range of heavy wet snow. One thing I like to do here, just for my own personal knowledge, but I can do it live here. I like to compare previous model runs. So we see the center of the low pressure here over Chicago, basically. Go back one model run. It's going to shift around probably here. We're going to see it. Yeah, shifted. Pretty, actually, it's pretty stable there over the last couple model runs. But overall, yeah, it's pretty consistent there over the past couple of model runs. We'll kind of have to watch and kind of see how it goes. It's kind of coming back south right now, so it's a little bit of a southern trend there. Overall, it's a chance. Nothing too big though. I mean, with these little types of systems, I wouldn't really call it a little system, but with these types of systems, these do have potential for overperforming, but also for underperforming as well. With wintertime, it can go either way because 1 degree makes all the difference. So it really just depends on really temperature profiles and also how warm the ground soil temperatures are for it to stick efficiently. But with this, I do think there is potential for overperformance because there's a lot of lift with this system that can really get these updrafts going, or so to speak, and then get this snow dumping. So we'll have to watch it. But also with these systems, just because the temperatures are more mild, I would expect there to be some level of underperforming potential as well. What is the cloud cover looking like tonight? Michael, I will, if you go on, if I can't post links in chat here, unfortunately, but if you go to our Michigan Storm Chasers page, we actually shared a post from that account. So you can just click on that post. It should take you right to that page to follow. It should be the second to last one we posted. As far as cloud cover looking tonight, it actually looks pretty good in terms of the aurora watching. If you look at our cloud cover model, we see a pretty good area here of clear sky, excuse me, of clear skies early on, and those clouds up there start breaking up. So scattered to broken cloud cover for most of Michigan. But if you look around like the Lansing area up into the Thumb, you're in clear skies according to this model. So we're going to have a shot. I think everybody here in Michigan is going to have a shot. There's going to be clouds to battle at certain points of the night, but I do think there's a legit shot if the aurora can happen that we're going to be able to see it here in Michigan. It's going to be a matter of where and when. Christina, the trends right now, overall trend is actually less cloud cover, but I think I understand your question here. The overall uh, the forecast model that we use is called the high resolution rapid refresh, or the HRRR model. I get it from the College of DuPage site, which is what you're seeing here. A little bit of a tutorial for you guys who want to watch. If you go to the website, it's weather.cod.edu. You hit your main page, which is this page. You'll hit weather data. You'll hit numerical models. Then it'll bring you to this. I usually go down to this link right here for the legacy forecast model page. It's the old school. I use that. And then from there, I click on the HRRR model, top left, go down to precipitation products, scroll down. You can find your cloud cover right there, average cloud cover. And from there, you can adjust your sector view up here in the top left again. You'll click select sector and click Midwest, and that'll take you to this look. Then the slider will get you your hour by hour. Hope that helps. There is currently snow going on up in the UP, pretty light snow, 1 to 3 in most areas that are going to get snow. I know some areas are probably are going to overperform just because the UP likes to do that. Elevation things make the difference up there, but overall 1 to 3 up there tonight as well. I don't want to forget those guys. But overall, that's all I got for you guys. So if you guys have no more questions, I'm going to hop off here, and we're going to go ahead and start scheduling these things probably for either Sunday or Monday night. We might start doing like weather hangouts as well, kind of get some of the guys on here, talk with you guys, ask questions, talk about our chase experiences, stuff like that. We're kind of looking into that, but we're going to do weekly updates as well, probably either, like I said, Sunday or Monday night. We'll probably put a poll out and see what people would prefer in terms of timing, but one of those days will probably be working best for us. With that being said, I don't see any more comments, so I'm going to go ahead and hop off here. So thanks, guys, for watching. I would appreciate it if you hit the like button on your way out. Thanks, guys. Stay safe.